Morning folks, I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, and I wanted to show you guys something today, and I'm really just kind of practicing my skills, so it's really not a product review, but I will tell you a little bit about this product. And this is a fire piston by a company called Bushcraft Tools, and I met this young man in the UK when I was at the Bushcraft show, and I like helping startup companies or small companies that are owned by younger guys that are trying to get into the business, especially if they make a good product. And there's a couple things I really liked about this fire piston. And fire pistons are something that is an addition to your fire kit. It's not one of the things that I would carry as a main line item like a ferro rod or a Bic lighter or a magnifying glass. But it is a skill that you should own. It's something you should practice and understand the functionality of the tool and how it works, because it does have distinct advantages, especially with charred materials. What happens with the fire piston is it works very much on the principle of a diesel engine. It works by compressed air forming heat within the cylinder, which then ignites charred material in the end of the piston. What I like about this piston is he has two compartments on here. He has one compartment on the plunger end that contains charred material. And then he has, I just dropped the lid. And then he has another compartment on the bottom portion, or the cylinder portion. And that compartment contains lube material for the actual plunger O-ring. And then he's got a bag of extra O-rings that go in here that create that seal within that cylinder, so that plunger has a good seal going in to hold that compressed air and create the heat by the force. So that being said, what I'd like to do is I'd like to just practice this thing one time on camera real quick and get a fire lit with it so you can see how it works. It comes in a black bag, and the bag has another bag in it that's got a little bit of charred material, and another bag that's got a couple extra O-rings in it. So it's a pretty nice little kit, and it's not overly expensive. He actually gave this one to me, and I can't remember exactly what the cost of these are in the UK, but I'm going to say they were somewhere in the $20, $25 range, something like that. But it's just a nice little extra item for your fire kit, another tool for starting fire, and it's a way to help you understand a different ignition source. Stay with me, let's make a fire. All right, guys, well, that was pretty simple, surprisingly simple, to be honest with you. There's not every time you do this it's going to work the very first time you hit it. I just got lucky, in my opinion. I have several fire pistons by different makers and things like that, and I've gotten most of them to work on one-time pops before. A lot of them have taken me 4, 5, 6 times to make it work, but that's no different than a ferro rod. One thing that you saw in the video that I did want to mention is what I've found with my experience using these type ignition sources, and really that's what it is, it's an ignition source. It's not a fire starting device, it is an ignition source, just like flint and steel. And what I like to do is when I get that ember burning in the end of the piston, instead of trying to fish that ember out and get it into a bird nest, just take a piece of char cloth, put that against the ember and blow it till that larger piece is burning, then place that in my bird nest of material and start my fire. And that method works a lot better for me than messing around with the ember while it's in the end of that plunger, just leaving it in there, and it gives me something to hold on to that small ember while I'm putting my char cloth against it to ignite it. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, and for our business, for all our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Thanks, guys.